We're gonna form a pact, okay? You're not gonna step on my patterns. Deal? Hello! So listen here, friends, and possibly new people who are trying to figure out if I'm interesting enough to keep watching. I'll let you know right now. I'm not. In all honesty, I have been in kind of a funk lately. I think it's safe to say we're all kind of in a collective funk right now, but I'm back. It is finally getting a little bit warmer in Massachusetts. Soon, it won't be warm enough to actually go outside. And so I decided it is time to make myself some more stuff. Now, in case you haven't seen my past few sewing videos, I have been trying my best to not buy any new material to make stuff and just use either recycled material or material that I have down in my fabric stash. I think nowadays is the perfect opportunity for me to kind of whittle away at that pile because honestly, nope. Still got nothing. People in the comedy department of my brain office are taking a little vacation. I have a lot of things that I don't remember buying down in my fabric stash. A lot of it is tablecloths, curtains, bed sheets. I have some vintage patterns that I've really been wanting to use. I think my goal is to make 2 full items. A safe amount for me because I have a tendency to bite off way more than I can chew and then panic and stress and cry. As far as patterns, I have a few really cute 1940s patterns. This really cute dress. And then this really cute pinafore. So I'm not completely sure what I want to do yet. I think it also depends on how much of each fabric that I have. For instance, if I have one single tablecloth, that's not enough to make a dress, so it might be enough to make a skirt. Now I have this pattern somewhere. So for my first Recycle Retro video, I made the skirt portion of this, but I was thinking it would be really cute to make sort of a summery play suit out of a tablecloth, but I have no idea where the actual pattern paper for the top of this outfit is. Oh my goodness. If I can't find that, I think I'm gonna go with this 40s dress and then the pinafore. Field trip? We go field trip? Field trip. These 3 little cupboards are mostly where I keep my fabric stash. The rest is miscellaneous goods. Okay, let's see. This is cute. I don't know how much of this there is, but oh, hello. What are you? Curtain or a bed sheet? Nice and thick. What else we got here? I have these 2 fabrics, which are both really cute and very hobbity, but I think I might save those for another time and maybe a vest. Okay, let's see what we got in here. I think this is a tablecloth. Ooh, this would be a cute pinafore though. Let me see how much. Oh, this is a huge tablecloth. Tablecloth for kings. Do I want to make 2 green items though? Guess it doesn't matter. Lots of green, but you know, it's fine. So I'm gonna do a quick search for the top of that pattern piece. If it's simple, I think I could possibly squeeze in 3 items. Activate scrounge mode. I found it, Miss New Booty. It is very crinkly, but I did find it. And it's only 3 pieces. I want to say it's a safe bet for me to take on a 3rd item. Am I gonna regret that later on? Probably. Dress, pinafore, play suit. That's the plan. Quite obviously, a lot of these patterns are really old, especially the pinafore, which as you could see came in the same envelope that whoever received it back in the day ordered it in. Looks like her name is EDNA. This one goes out to EDNA. I will be very careful with these. In fact, a lot of these patterns are pre-cut, I think. Oh. New development here. On the pinafore at least. I don't know if the pattern that she ordered came like this or if she herself just traced them onto tracing paper and did all this herself. EDNA. The only way I really know what's what is these cutout numbers, all the marks and whatnot. So that'll be interesting. Oh, Edna. But yeah, and then the McCall pattern is also really old and also not my bust size, so I'm gonna have to scale that up just a tiny bit. First things first, I think maybe I'm gonna start with the Pinafore, just because that one is making me anxious. I am going to try to figure out all of these pieces without any labels or anything. You did me dirty, Edna. Let's give it a shot. Dapper. So I think I've narrowed things down a bit. It was pretty confusing without any labels or anything, and a couple of them were labeled wrong. Edna! These are all the pieces. I ended up putting away the jacket pieces because I'm not gonna make the jacket, so that made it a little bit easier. Did label the pattern pieces. I know I'm supposed to preserve it and all, but you know, I needed it. And then this does come with some instructions, so we'll see if I am skilled enough to read the instructions and actually figure it out. Yeah, I am gonna sit down and read this quickly and kind of get a general idea, and then I'm gonna start pinning this to the fabric and cutting out each piece that I need. So as you can see, we have the bodice pieces here. That's the pockets and the facing. And then the skirt pieces, which there's 4 in total. I've gone over the instructions a few times. There's only 7 steps. I think the hardest part about this was kind of deciphering the pattern pieces, and now it's just gonna be a matter of putting them all together. It shouldn't be too hard. So first things first is putting all the bodice pieces together, sewing in the darts. I am gonna get started on that, and I will see you in a little bit. Are you quite satisfied with yourself, sir? Why?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Whoa, babushka. This is what I have for the Pinafore so far. Starting at the bottom, I guess I have stitched all the skirt sections together. The top is what I mainly focused on. I had to do a lot of fitting to make it fit me a little bit more. So I had to take in the darts in the front and then the sides just to make it a little bit more flattering. So my next step is make the little pocket that's gonna go right there, and then the belts, which should hopefully tie everything together, try everything on, and start working on the buttons, which I think will take me about 27 years. Good morning, brand new day. The green dress is complete. Here she is in the shroud of darkness. Hold on. I know what you're thinking. Those buttons probably took forever, Rachel, and you are correct. Can't see it, but the buttons go all the way down. I'm not gonna do the reveal right now. I will save the reveal for when I finish the other 2 garments, so you'll just have to wait. I suppose you could also just fast forward. So now that that is done, I think I'm going to move on to the dress. The dress I am not as nervous about as the Pinafore, so that's good. I think there's a lot less buttons, and so therefore it should take me not as much time. Put the pattern pieces on the fabric, cut out the fabric, start reading the instructions and putting everything together. And I will try to document a little bit more of this process. I think I got into the zone a little bit too much with the green dress and forgot to film 85% of it, so I'm sorry about that. I've got Jen and Julian keeping me company, and we are just gonna pump this baby out. Wish me luck. Okay, so I have all the pieces cut out, all the bodice pieces, the sleeve, the skirt. I'm not gonna lie to you, the pattern on this is gonna be hella wonky because I just barely had enough of the curtain fabric to make this in the first place. So basically all concerns about matching patterns jumped right out the window like an old All That skit. For the most part, I did pay attention to pattern lines here, but then in other pieces, I just didn't. Like the sleeve, I had to put on an angle in order to fit it. So as you can see, that's not right. We do what we can do when we're working with curtains, like Maria from Sound of Music. I'm looking at the instructions now, and I'm actually quite surprised how easy this seems to be. Basically, my first instructions are just to put the bodice pieces together, and then I'm not doing the ruffles, I'm doing the sleeves. You just kind of gather the sleeve with the sleeve band, put it on the bodice, put the skirt pieces together. I'm sure that I will run into some problems along the way. We'll be sure to document those, but for now, I'm just gonna start pinning things together and start sewing them. So trying this on, it looks like I do have some leeway with seam allowance. Pinned it with a smaller seam allowance just so I could be sure that it's actually gonna fit first. So now it's just a matter of sewing these all together so that it's the amount of flattering that I want. You know, the sleeve area is a bit weird. We'll see when I start sewing these together. Let's go for it. All around me are familiar faces. I knew this was gonna happen, yet I put it on the ground anyways, in the path of destruction. Why am I like this? Frodo, everyone's gonna yell at me in the comments saying I should have traced it on tracing paper first. Why do you have to make my chaotic, reckless lifestyle have consequences? Okay, so I've tried on the bodice after I put the sleeves on. It's not quite what I pictured, big old shoulders, but I think it's also hard to tell because I can only reach so much in the back, so I can't really tell what it'll look like when it's got a zipper. I think this part needs to be thinner so that the top of the shoulders hit right there. I'm gonna start working on the skirt and see if once everything is weighed down and the zipper is put in and all that good stuff, that the problem doesn't fix itself. This particular item was a lot less stressful than the Pinafore. Obviously making it fit my body is always a challenge, especially for someone who's newer to sewing. That's something that I'm still trying to teach myself and trying to learn how things work, how things fit on your body and all that kind of stuff. So it's getting there. Time to get started on the skirt. They are complete and I am shiny. Yeah, the 2 dresses are done. I will be perfectly honest in saying that I actually enjoyed these 2 projects a lot more than I usually do, which is surprising. I don't know if I am kind of seeking comfort and solace in sewing right now and distractions, but usually sewing is very chaotic for me and stressful. I did prick myself about triple the amount that I usually do, so I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, I didn't get to the play suit. I'm sure editing Rachel has told you such, but maybe next time. I'm quite happy with the amount of time that I put into the other 2 dresses because I was able to finish them off a bit neater than I usually do. I'm going to rest now, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow for the reveal. Wrap up time. Much like in my videos, in real life I like to begin and end my sentences with sitting in a chair or leaving. Okay, so yeah, both dresses are done for now. I think I might go in and add some pockets to this baby. Overall, I'm pretty happy with them. I think there is definitely room for improvement. Again, like I said earlier, fitting it to my body. I do think they came out very pretty. I just think that they both do kind of weird things. I think I might shorten the waist a little so it's like right here instead, because right now it just kind of gives me very long torso, or I could just wear like a big belt with this. And then with the Pinafore, again, I think the waist doesn't hit exactly where I want it to, and of course the buttons are a little wonky. But that's kind of where I'm at right now in my sewing knowledge journey. The more you make stuff, the more you learn what fits your body. It's a process. It's one thing to sew a garment, but then it's another thing to actually customize it to fit your body how you want it to fit. It's hard. But yeah, I don't know. This was fun. I've only really been making clothes for about a year, if that. Quite honestly, if I can do this, then you can. I highly recommend that if you're interested in sewing something, just straight up just do it! Because that's how I started and that's how I learn. Sewing is very intimidating. Still get very overwhelmed, but it's fun. And it's fun to create, and it's fun to wear something and be like, I made this in that exact tone. I just feel like if you want to create something, just freaking do it. And now is a great time to recycle some old tablecloths or bed sheets that you don't want anymore. So yeah, that was it. I hope that you guys liked watching. I really like doing this series. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Schmutz all over you. Got leaves? How'd you get leaves? Schmutz! I look like an Old West grandpa about to take a bath in a wooden barrel. What are you? Hello? Sit that butt down. Sit it down. Huh. Nobody has a problem like for me, yeah. Good job. Good job. Am I creepy?